Magadi nyika yeZimbabwe. Pastors for ED iboka revanhu vaMwari nekutumidzwa kwavanoitwa mumasangano avo. Ende kana ndichiti masangano ndinoreva different church denominations in Zimbabwe. So far we've been joined by 263 different church denominations which are in Zimbabwe and in the diaspora. So we are basically coming from an analog that we took from the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 1 to 6, which has mandated the people of any land, be it in America, be it in Zimbabwe, be it in Botswana, to be subject to the governors of their land. And in this instance, the governor of the land of Zimbabwe that we are in as Pastors for ED is Comrade Idirashe Dongo. So it is the book of Romans has mandated us to support him in his leadership for national development. We are supposed to be, as a people, we are supposed to submit to the governors of our land. So this is how Pastors for ED came out, that we are supposed to respect, to support openly and publicly the leadership of our land. Considering that the recent census of 22 showed us that 85% of Zimbabweans are Christians, we really feel Christians in Zimbabwe affect policy. Service delivery which is being given by whether local authority or central government is affecting the Christians. So I feel the role of the church in Zimbabwe is to support issues of development, issues of national development, issues of national building, because they are the majority. We are saying if we want to construct a road in Zimbabwe, in essence, we are constructing that road for Christians, because 85% of the population of Zimbabwe, they are Christians. So I feel the church has got the biggest role to play in the national development of Zimbabwe. In this new dispensation, we have seen a president who allows the church to participate in the national building of the country. Kana president vachitaura kuti nyika inovakwa nevene vayo, part of the vene vayo are the church, are the people in the church. So we are saying this has been enabled, the environment has been made so favorable for the church to participate, for the servants of God to have an input in the day-to-day running of the country. We are seeing a lot of involvement. We are seeing a lot of engagements by the government and the president of this country, Comrade Idirashe Dongo, involving the church. This reminds me of a certain scripture in the Bible, in the book of 2 Kings, chapter 7, whereby the city of Samaria was under a great famine, and also they were under siege by the army of the Syrians, which was by the gate, such that no one was allowed to come in and come out of the city to do trade. So it happened that when there was the famine got to a very highest level, whereby a certain agreement between women was agreed that we should actually start eating our own children. So when the king heard of that arrangement, he was so troubled that he even called for Elisha to come in and intervene. This is where we are coming in as the church, whereby the president of this country has been calling for, has been engaging the church on their contribution to the national development of this country. We support the head of the state, in this case it is the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Idirashe Dongo, and the government. Any president of any country comes from a certain ruling party. So there is a thin line between supporting the government and the ruling party, because we know the government is run by a president from a certain political party. But as Pastors for ED, we want to make it clear that we support the head of the government and the president of the land when he's implementing his vision for the country. I can give you a scenario of Manicaland province. Manicaland province He has also engaged the people from the Muslim sect, the Hindu sect. We are saying as a religious body, we are inclusive. But Pastors for ED was mainly addressing Christians. But when the Hindus and the Muslims reached out, we also involved. Because ideally, the idea of Pastors for ED is to involve the religious sect into national building, into participating in national building of this country. We are saying we need everyone to participate. But of late, the Christians, the religious people, have been taking a back seat. But now we are saying it is time for us to stand with the head of state for national building. It is specifically that we must build our own country as the people of Zimbabwe. And as people of Zimbabwe, Christians are people of Zimbabwe. People from the Muslim sect, Hinduism sect, they are people of Zimbabwe. We are moving with a mantra that says we are not supposed to leave any servant of God behind, or any church behind, or any religious body behind. To all the servants of God in Zimbabwe and outside Zimbabwe, this is not a political gimmick. This is not an organization that has come because maybe we are towards elections. But this is an organization which is arisen in a season where we want to address the issues that has not been addressed before. The church has been taking a back seat. But we are saying this is a moment whereby the church has to rise up. The church has to participate. The church has to contribute to the national building of this country. If 85% of Zimbabweans are Christians, surely we need to take a front seat. We need to take a front step. We need to actually initiate most of the national building projects.